10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Came home this evening. He smelled of the cheating kind. No flowers, just an empty bottle of wine.
Hello and welcome to Dax Chats, and of course I'm your host DJ Dax, and this week I have two individuals that are a married couple that are artists in their own right. They have decided to come together and create a brand new album, and the album was released on the 6th of July, and the first single, we're going to talk all about that very soon. Today, Dax Chats to Phil and Lana Doublet from New Zealand, and here they are right now. G'day guys, how are you? Hi. Right. So, look, it's been a whirlwind of a time for the world right now. You guys, as I said just off screen before, you guys are artists in your own right. All right. So Lana Doublet and Phil Doublet are both people that I've known for a very long time in the industry in New Zealand. What made you all come together and decide we're going to do something together?
So I suppose at every show we do, I'd always talk about the fact that our songwriting process is we go to different corners of the house, and every now and then we decide to play nice, and we put our heads together. So we've co-written together quite a few times, but I guess we both had individual goals that we wanted to do as well. So it just felt like the right time. We both kind of achieved some goals, done what we wanted to do, and we had some songs up our sleeve. So lockdown, we kind of had some time on our hands, and that kind of went from there, and we were able to finish it. So yeah,
that's good. Now obviously the whole world has suffered from this pandemic, and every country's been locked down to some sorts. New Zealand the lockdown didn't last very long, which was lucky for you guys. But what did this pandemic do for you, apart from the good stuff about releasing this new album? What did it do for you over the course of the 8 weeks that you were locked down in New Zealand?
Yeah, I suppose for us, we were very lucky. We were both able to work from home and continue to do that. So, we had time, yes, but we were still working. I guess that missing that connection from people, what was it, 4 or 5 weeks, and you're at home, and it's just you two, and we are normally away a lot and traveling a lot, and, different functions on every second night and every weekend. So, to go from fully booked for the next 6 months to nothing in half an hour was a bit of an adjustment.
Yeah, I suppose for you two, it's very different because you are a married couple with separate careers, and so Lana would be out doing something somewhere, and Phil would be out doing something somewhere else, and so you don't have a lot of that time together, and then suddenly you're all locked into a place for 4 or 5 weeks together. What was that like?
Well, we did start like the album. We started that before the lockdown, but at the time, it was just a matter of getting us in the same room together to be able to complete it. Yep. Which of course we did, and we sent it to Australia, Matt Vale, to get mixed, and it's offside of Michael Carpenter. He mastered it, and within a week we'd had a complete album. It was like it's done. So, so quickly. So as far as hanging out with best mate here for 5 weeks, it's great. It's awesome.
That's good. That's good. No problems. No problems while you've been locked away together. Fantastic. Love it. Love it. That's good. So the first single is called "My Old Man No More." Tell me how that came about, and yeah.
Over here.
Well, that's what I thought. I listened to this. I listened to the song. I'm thinking, oh my God, they've been in lockdown together. They're ready for a divorce.
Yeah. Look, to be honest, it began with the line as most songs really do. But this one jumped out at me, and it even had a melody attached to it. And it woke me from a dream. And I woke up humming it, and I had to, I don't know, just write a song. You know, it began
At 3 o'clock in the morning.
But the melody was with it as well,
Yeah.
and it just grew outward from there, I guess, as to what it was going to become. I didn't know.
Mhm.
The seed was started, and we just wrote it from there. Total fabrication. It has nothing to do with that. But
It's you've got that you've got one of the lines, well, a few words in there that says the devil made you do it. So I guess the devil made you wake up and write the song at some weird hour of the night. It's not the first. Yeah. Yeah. So
the an air guitar in his sleep on my arm. That's much better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like how that song came together. I mean, from the start to the finish, I groove to the whole thing from the start where it's sort of like that megaphone type sound, down, and then the drums come in and it goes into the full. Wow, the whole thing is just a brilliant track, and it's been on the Country Thunder 20 for what, 5-6 weeks now. So you're doing good there. Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. And you're the only New Zealand artist on the chart, which I find really, but then again I find it really hard. Like some New Zealanders obviously work with Australia, and you guys work with Australia as well. But and you released through CRS the new single, but there's a whole heap of talent in New Zealand that sort of locks themselves into this closed community, and so we don't actually get to know a lot of what's happening in New Zealand. Why is that?
Yeah, to be honest, a lot of the time, and I've noticed this for a long time now, a lot of the time we don't like putting ourselves out there, especially as a name as such, as a solo artist. Our names are a little bit different, but this is a Kiwi thing, man, and it's a stigma, and it eludes me quite a lot. I don't know. It's just what we do. Some of us, you know, sometimes it takes a trip to Australia to be able to break out of that shell and go, "This is me. This is what we're doing." Kiwis
Yeah.
like that.
And I think
I find it. Yeah, keep going. Lana, you go.
So I think a lot of people have like very focused goals, and they have a direction that they want to go in, and so they've got their plan all lined up, and they've got the tick boxes that they need to check off. Whereas I know for us, we've got things we want to do, and we try to plan it out, but we're more about any way we can get our music out there and any way that people can hear it. Like that's what we want as songwriters rather than artists. It's just about getting out there. So we're just happy for anyone to pick it up and do something with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's what this is one of the things that I struggle with New Zealand artists, is because the Country Thunder Network is for all artists, all country artists, independent mostly, and the ones that I struggle with are the New Zealanders, unless it's New Zealanders that have actually experienced Australia and been to Australia and done the Tamworth thing and stuff like that. So those like Jodie Doreen, yourselves, who else? Abby Christo, Miranda Easton. Those names where Bronwyn. Ainsley Allen, right? Those names I can remember off the top of my head because they've actually been to Australia and gone through the Tamworth thing and have done all that. But there's a whole heap of other artists out there that absolutely elude me. You know, I'm like, what? You should just, you get it out there to the world. We go, as I said, we go out to 50 countries on average a day with the radio station. So, I just think that, and I've tried to get Don Smythe to get people interested. He's got a number of Facebook pages, and so I've asked him to try and get it out there, and we've had hardly anybody from New Zealand come forward, so it's crazy.
We'll certainly do our best to get these Kiwi artists out there very much.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of pretty sweet talent in this country. That is for sure.
I'm sure you do. I mean, Jaden Shingleton. Wow, what a voice that guy's got. Wow. I mean, like I didn't even know about him. I had no idea about him, and suddenly my mate in Queensland, Tony Quincy from the Tony Q band, had him on a live stream one night, and I went, "Who the hell's that?" I asked him. I said, "Who's that?" That's just a brilliant voice right there. Not many people in Australia knew anything about him. So yeah, it's weird.
I'll text Jaden after this. Tell him to get hold of you. Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, well, I've got his first single on the radio station now, but even tracking down New Zealand songs, we don't know how to do that. Obviously with Australia, we've got CRS, we've got Check Label Services, we've got Social Family Records, we've got publicists. Everybody's sending stuff via email to us, almost every day these days. But with the New Zealand side, we don't know how the distribution side works, where it comes from. So unless you guys are actually being distributed through an Australian site like you guys do with CRS, we don't have any idea.
Yeah. And I think there's definitely a gap in country music, but independent music in general over here. I think, like I said, everyone just kind of does their own thing and works toward their own goal. And so you miss a lot of gaps and don't think about things like that, about that accessibility to everyone else.
Yeah, that's very true. It's very true. So, I mean, I guess when I was an artist, I had the same thing. I actually had no idea how to get stuff out there. If I'd known back when I was doing stuff, what it was like and what you had to go through, maybe I would have been famous. But now I'm just a radio DJ.
You're doing cool things.
So, thank you. I mean, I enjoy what I do, and I always try and find different avenues to be able to promote stuff. So not only do we have the radio show, we've got the 24-hour radio. Then I do the Country Thunder 20 chart, and so I do the radio show for that, the countdown show for that. Then, because of the success we had with the Country Thunder 20 chart, I've now decided to try and separate them into localized charts as well. That's why I'd like to see more New Zealanders being on it, because then we could have a total New Zealand chart. Unfortunately, you guys aren't Australian, so you're not on the Australian chart. You are our distant cousins, and I should put you guys on the Australian chart. I really should. So maybe next week you might end up on the Australian chart. We'll see. But we want to have a Canadian chart. We want to have an American chart, and basically, if everybody gets on our website, countrythunder.com.au, and votes for their favourite artists. It doesn't matter which country they're from. One, it helps us learn about new music that we may not have, and two, it helps get the artists out there, and as I say, over 50 countries around the world every day. So that's it. Yeah. So you've just released the album. Actually, I haven't heard the album, so you're gonna have to send me a copy so I can actually listen to it, all right? Because I really love the first song, and I'd love to hear more. All right. what's next for Phil and Lana? Do we stay together or do we separate and go our separate ways again?
I think it'll be a stay together. I think. I mean, Phil will always do his stuff, but I think for me, it depends. I mean, I'm never going to rule it out. You just don't know what we're going to do, what we're going to write, and how that sits. But the goal was to eventually to do the album together, and we'll just see what happens from here. Yeah.
With a bit of luck,
Yep. So
be taking the new album to Tamworth 2021.
Fingers
With a bit of luck.
2021, yeah. Yeah, hopefully, yes.
Hmm.
Well, they say that it's going to go. They say that it's going to go ahead, but it's going to probably look very, very different to what it's done in the past.
Okay.
So they'll probably have to restrict the amount of people that actually come to Tamworth for the event. So it might be a closed session type thing. You might have only about 50 people in a venue or something like that because of the social distancing and stuff like that. So, but who knows what's going to happen by January? We'd like to think that it'd be all gone by then. We could all go back to normal. But Victoria showed us that it's not that easy. And I mean, even New Zealand showed us it's not that easy. I mean, they actually had no cases in New Zealand, and they were all very happy, and they started opening back up. And what do you know? Bang, new cases, just because people weren't thinking. Yeah. So.
I mean, our Prime Minister, she put down some rules, and we all had to follow them. There's always going to be a select few.
Yeah, that's right. I think you guys did really well. I think your Prime Minister put the hard yards down and said, listen, this is what's going to have to happen. And I think New Zealand really paid attention, and it was really good. There was, obviously there's a couple of people, idiots in every country that think, we don't have to do that. But in all honesty, I think New Zealand did very well. I mean, okay, you've still got one or two cases here and there, and so does China. I'm in China. I'm in Hangzhou in China. We still get probably between 3 and 7 cases a day, but there's 1.4 billion people here, and they've only had 80,000 cases, so I think they've done bloody well. And I think New Zealand did very well as far as the population that you have. You've got it done very quickly, got it out of the way very quickly, and the couple of cases that are coming here and there are not a real bad factor. And actually, you're starting to move and stuff again, and doing gigs again and stuff like that. So it's really great to see. So, are you out touring with the album yet?
Soon. I believe
So
I think it'll be a mini.
You can do it.
a mini tour.
Yeah. So yeah,
I don't know. We don't know.
because I've heard a couple of New Zealand artists that we do know have been back out and doing gigs and stuff like that, and so that's good to see, because our industry has suffered badly all over the world. I can't believe it. I can't believe how bad it is. And as they say, it'll be the last industry that comes back after everything is all done. So long road to recovery is yet to come. All right, guys. Well, it's been absolutely wonderful to chat to you for the first time ever. I'm really, really impressed. As I said, you are amazing talents in your own right, and this new track is an absolute blast. I absolutely love it. All right. If you've actually seen, I do the Country Thunder 20 on a YouTube video as well. If you've actually seen one of those videos, you'll actually see me going along to your song. I love it. So yeah, so actually the new one should come out very soon. I actually should post that to say that the new one's out. But at the moment you are in position 19 this week. Guys, what's going on? Get those get those fans there back and get you back up there, because I think you did get up to about number 7. So that was really good to see. I'd like to see it go higher. It's a good song. All right. So all the best to both of you with the album and any new singles that are coming out. I'm looking forward to hearing what's coming, because that first song is a killer. All right. So thank you very much. No worries. Anytime. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Have a good one.
Okay.
No worries. Okay, that was Phil and Lana Doublet, and their new album is called Play Nice, and you can find that on Bandcamp. So just go to their Facebook page, Phil and Lana Doublet. Go to their Facebook side. You'll find the links for their Bandcamp site, and you can order that right now. All right, and their first single is called My Old Man No More. All right, that's it for me. Thank you very much for your time. Until next time, this is DJ Dax for Dax Chats on the Country Thunder Network, and we are proudly supported by Neon Horse. See you later.